Kiss.
Yo, it's your boy Mike K. Smith, also known as AK, also known as Coolest Guy in sports. Back with another Who's Better. This time I have Blake Griffin versus Draymond Green. Who's better in the 2018-2019 NBA season, and who's the better player overall? Blake Griffin played 75 games this past season, averaged 35 minutes per game, 24.5 points per game, shot 46.2 from the field, 36.2 from the three-point line, 7.5 rebounds, 5.4 assists, 0.4 blocks, 0.7 steals per game, shot 75.3 from the free throw line. Draymond Green in 66 games played this season, averaged 31.3 minutes per game, 7.4 points per game, 44.5 from the field, 28.5 for the three-point line, 7.3 rebounds, 6.9 assists, 1.1 blocks, 1.4 steals, 69.2 from the free throw line. That being said, who's better between the two? Now, Blake Griffin, to me, is, other than Anthony Davis and probably Karl Anthony Towns, is a top three skilled big man in the league. And he reminded a lot of people this past season how talented and how great he is when he is healthy. This brother's a stud. He was a complete basketball player this past season. Is one of the reasons why he made the All NBA third team. He could have had an argument to be higher, but we know that the Detroit Pistons wasn't as great as a team as some of the other players that were on the All NBA second team and All NBA first team. And sometimes they put into account team performances instead of just individual achievements. I don't believe they should, but it seems like the media does that a lot when we're talking about the All NBA awards and the MVP awards and the Defensive Player of the Year awards and stuff like that. So Blake Griffin is a stud. He became a complete basketball player this past season. He has no flaws on the offensive side of the ball. He can score at all three levels. He can handle the ball, play the point forward position. He can pass out of the double team. Only thing that's ever really stopped Blake Griffin is the injuries, but it is impressive that Blake Griffin really turned his career around and became more than just a dunker. When he first entered the league, he was just this extremely athletic freak of nature that just used to dunk on defenders each and every game. But as we know, once injuries start to happen, athleticism starts to fade. You have to work on your game to become a complete basketball player, and that's what Blake Griffin did. And that leads me to Draymond Green was in the same similar situation where he came into camp last season. He was overweight. Didn't really have a great regular season this past year with the Golden State Warriors, but his numbers and his impact doesn't really show up in the box score pretty much. And it's just kind of like, even though you look at his numbers, 7.5 points per game, 7 rebounds, 6.9 assists, those are solid numbers for the role that he has being like the fourth or fifth option for the Golden State Warriors. But his defense is extremely valuable for the Golden State Warriors. And he also had the luxury of playing behind Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry. We saw what Draymond is capable of this past postseason when you take out Kevin Durant and you kind of let him go back into the role he was in before Kevin Durant got there. Draymond Green showed this past offseason that he is still an all-star caliber big man when he has to be. So I was very impressed by Draymond Green and his performances in this postseason, which makes this question a little harder than what people probably originally think. A lot of people are going to say that Blake Griffin is a better player than Draymond Green, which I do agree with. I think that overall, Blake Griffin is a much better player, much more skilled player than Draymond Green. He also had the better regular season, but it's closer than people may think because Draymond Green's impact, he has a more impactful. He's a more impactful player when it comes to winning basketball games than Blake Griffin. Now, I don't know necessarily if you take off Blake Griffin and you swap Draymond Green on the Detroit Pistons, I don't think they get any better. But if you put Blake Griffin on the Golden State Warriors, he may help Blake Griffin may help them in the scoring department, but on the defensive side of the ball, they're going to lose a lot of value that Draymond Green has when it comes to defense. So, and also passing the ball as well and setting the screen and being really the facilitator and really creating the offense for the Golden State Warriors like sometimes that Draymond Green does. But Blake Griffin he's also capable of starting and initiating the offense. We've seen that in Detroit. So it's very a hard situation, but I think that Draymond Green for his role. I would like to see Draymond be in a different situation. Unfortunately, we're probably never going to see that. But for the role that Draymond Green plays for the Golden State Warriors, I would say he's more valuable to his team than the role that Blake Griffin plays for the Detroit Pistons. Because even though Blake Griffin's the best player in the Detroit Pistons, he is in the Eastern Conference, and he's his impact doesn't really translate to wins um, like Draymond Green's impact. But I still got to take Blake Griffin over Draymond Green as having a better 2018-2019 NBA regular season, also being a better player overall. But let me know in the comments below who are you rolling with. Are you rolling with Draymond Green? Or are you rolling with Blake Griffin? It's your boy, Mike K. Smith. Also known as AKs, also known as the coolest guy in sports. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on these videos. Join the movement as well. AKs Nation, we are growing. Slow grind. If you want to join the movement, please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subs, guys. Support, support, support. Also, let me know in the comment box which next video you want me to do, or other potential new series that you want me to do as well. The NBA season is approaching very, very fast, and I'm very excited. This is your boy, Mike K. Smith, also known as AKs, also known as the coolest guy in sports. I'm going, man. Peace.